Vampire Lestat drops in 5 days, and I have some predictions for this season of the show. This source material is near and dear to my heart. If you don't know me, my name is Celeste Mott. I was in an online Y2K Anne Rice vampire cult for like a decade. The early 2000s in the Anne Rice fandom were a wild time. In this season of the show, we are getting Lestat's perspective. The entire show so far has been a masterful exploration of unreliable narrators. These books are not just stories, they are stories about stories, and stories about storytelling. Meta-narrative goes hard. First thing I think we're going to see a lot of is a more vulnerable Armand. Armand, through Lestat's lens, is not an impressive figure. Given how much Armand pulled the puppet strings and manipulated the narrative in order to hold on to Louis in the first 2 seasons, seeing Lestat's version of events is going to be very illuminating. Number 2, we are definitely getting Devil's Minion. The Devil's Minion is a chapter title in the 1998 book The Queen of the Damned. I have read that chapter about 500 times, and it makes me cry every single time I read it. This connection between Daniel and Armand is incredibly complicated. Outside of the Devil's Minion chapter, a lot of that connection is implied in Anne's books rather than explicit. The show is making it explicit. My prediction is that the 50 years between 1970s Daniel and contemporary Dubai Daniel is not a vampire-free zone. I think we're going to see some gaps filled in that 50-year period that will explain why Daniel accepted Louis' invitation in season 1 to come and do a second interview. You can erase someone's memories, but the body keeps the score. I know fans of the show already have strong feelings about Marius, but hear me out. This is a show that does complex characters really well. Everybody is the villain, except maybe Claudia. I don't think she really did anything wrong. What we have learned about Marius so far from season 2 is not great. I think seeing Marius and Armand through Lestat's eyes is going to contextualize some things. Big props to AMC for going there. Fandom has never had a good or complicated adaptation of Gabrielle or Gabriella. I, for one, am excited to see what happens here. This is a show that sees taboos and instead of shying away from them, says, how can I make this weirder? It's gonna get weird, and that's canon. People always ask me if I can still read the books or enjoy Anne Rice media because I was kind of traumatized by the fandom at a young age. And the answer is yes. The show is kind of doing its own thing. I appreciate that it's exploring some of these characters in ways we haven't seen before. What are your predictions for season 3? What are you excited about? I am mentally preparing myself to have a Devil's Minion related emotional breakdown come June 7th.